This is a story about a spooky night that happened to me and some of my friends from high school. It had been a few years now since I graduated high school, and I was having a get-together with a couple of friends that I haven't seen in a while, Cody, Sam, and Chance. It was later in the evening, one Friday night, probably around 6 or 7 o'clock. Sam came down and was staying at Chance's place. I went over and picked them up, and we all went over to Cody's house. When we got there, we had pizza and drinks, played some video games, and watched a movie. It was awesome, just like old times. Now, after the movie, we were all deciding what we should do next. We wanted to do something that we could remember and talk about for years to come. I mentioned the idea of checking out the old abandoned house out in the country off the edge of the city. At first, nobody was crazy about the idea, but as we talked more about it, they came around. So we got in my truck and made our way out there. After we turned on the dirt road, we had a hard time finding the small road that led out to the house. Now, the story with this house is that a very wealthy family used to live out here. And late one night, a maniac made his way through the woods, found the house, and killed the entire family in their sleep. They tried selling the house after this, but no one would buy it. So after some time passed, the city locked it up and forgot about it. And they say, if you ever go out there and the space around you gets real cold, it means the family is around close by watching you. It had been so long since anyone was out here, you almost couldn't see the road anymore for the trees. But after we found it, we proceeded down the road until we came up on the old abandoned house. It was definitely a sight to behold. Before the wear and tear that came in over the years, this place must have been a beauty. It was a huge front yard with a wraparound driveway, and the house itself was 3 stories tall. You could tell the years had taken their toll on the house, however. Some of the windows were cracked and had holes in them. Some were missing, and parts of the house looked like it was caved in a little, and it was just altogether kind of intimidating looking as well now. We looked around outside until eventually we found a window that was missing on the ground level where we could climb in at. We all climbed in and began checking the place out. It was a really nice house. All the furniture was still here, and there was loads of dust everywhere. After looking around for a little bit, we made our way up to the 2nd floor. We found what appeared to be the children's bedrooms and a few more rooms on this level. You could still see the toys on the floor in the children's rooms. We finally made our way up to the 3rd floor where we found the master bedroom. It was amazing. The room was huge. A king-size bed took up the center, with other expensive-looking furniture all around. There was 2 large windows on both sides of the bed, looking out down on the massive backyard. The view was breathtaking. Then there was another window looking out to the front yard, where you could see the dirt road we turned off of, barely in the distance. But suddenly, as we were caught up by this, the room got very cold. We all stopped and looked at each other for a few seconds, and Sam said we should go. Chance was right behind him with, "Yeah, I don't want to think about being watched." So we made our way back down the house to the broken window to leave. At the stairs going down from the 2nd floor to the 1st, I froze dead in my tracks when I saw a dark figure standing outside the door to one of the children's rooms, just watching us. The guys flipped out and said, "Dude, we gotta get out of here." Cody shook me and said, "Come on, man, let's go." I snapped out of it and we ran down the stairs and out the window. We got into my truck, I fired it up, and we left. Chance said as we were leaving, he could make out what appeared to be 2 dark figures, probably the parents, standing in the window on the 3rd floor, watching us drive away. We were all freaking out and made our way back to Cody's house. We sat there for a bit, trying to calm down. Eventually, Sam and Chance said they were ready to go home, so we all said goodbye to Cody and left. I took Sam and Chance and dropped them off at Chance's place and went home myself. I decided to make a story about this experience, but the really scary thing, it just got really cold around me as I'm writing this.